Our politically incorrect segment tonight. For the past few weeks on Tipping Point, we've been covering the unrest on college campuses, from riots at UC Berkeley to an NYU professor asking for a conservative guest speaker to be arrested. It's clear something's up on our campuses. This goes deeper than liberal protests, though. It's part of a systematic campaign to radicalize students, instill fear in conservatives, and destroy our republic. Joining me now, founder and president of the David Horowitz Freedom Center, David Horowitz. David, thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for having me.
David, I read your book, Radical Son, over Christmas. It's quite the heavy story, your autobiography. I mean, you really know what it's like to be on the inside of the radical left, what their agenda is.
Yeah, and that's why I've been saying this for 30 years, that our universities are being surrendered to what I would call a communist left in terms of the administration, but a fascist left in terms of these demonstrations. This is what the Nazis did in the 30s. They broke up people's meetings. They tried to shut people down. It's a terrible misnomer to call these people liberals, since they are bigoted and intolerant, and they want to suppress free speech.
Right, and it's an Alinsky tactic, too, for these, the Antifa, whatever they call themselves. Those they claim they're anti-fascists, but they come onto these college campuses, they throw these violent riots. These are not peaceful protests. You know, they destroy property, they set things on fire, they burn, they loot, they rob, they assault. I mean, they call conservative speakers on campus fascists, when that's exactly what they are. They're enacting fascism by trying to shut down that free speech.
Well, 50 or 60 years ago, Huey Long, the famous Huey Long, who was once governor of Louisiana, said that if fascism came to the United States, it would come calling itself anti-fascism. So he was pretty prescient. I've written this new book. It's called Big Agenda, President Trump's Plan to Save America. It's like number 6 on the New York Times bestseller list right now. And what really a huge part of this book is a description of this left and how it's taken over the Democratic Party. Normally, a president gets 7 months, according to Gallup, honeymoon, which is a sacred right in a democracy. You have a peaceful transition of power. You let somebody get in place. You let them put their programs in before you attack them. Trump didn't get 7 seconds. What we saw in these confirmation so-called hearings was just a witch hunt.
Right.
And the worst episode was with Jeff Sessions, one of the most decent human beings in the United States Senate, a champion of civil rights. He was the attorney general in a deep South state during the segregation era. He desegregated the schools. He prosecuted the Ku Klux Klan. And yet Elizabeth Warren, a serial character assassin, and Schumer and all these people are calling him a racist. This is a disgrace and a danger to our democracy.
Right, again, it's what we see. I mean, from the radical left, we see the tactics of Saul Alinsky, and one of the tactics is to accuse your opposition of what you are, because then their only defense is saying, "Nuh-uh, you are," and that loses its impact. That accusation, that counter accusation, loses its impact. Well, so they did that exact thing to Jeff Sessions. They said, "You're a racist. We don't like you," because then he can't come back and say, "Nuh-uh, you are," because it loses all its impact. But David, let me ask you this: when it comes to college campuses, when it comes to this intolerance of free speech, this political violence that we see on campus here, these snowflakes are not just people who have their feelings hurt too easily. This is not just, a mollycoddled millennial generation. These people are being indoctrinated by their professors to act this way for a particular reason. And I feel like a lot of people in America miss that point.
And their K-12 teachers have also done this. But look, conservatives are always softening it. Conservatives are very polite. And so we suffer from this. These aren't snowflakes. These are vicious people. Their agenda is to claim to be victims in order to shut any dissenting voice down. You can see what they did to Milo at UC Berkeley. I mean, it's just, and it has the support. Who's the president of the University of California? Janet Napolitano, who was once the head of Homeland Security, who has declared her campus a sanctuary campus. Milo was to launch our anti-sanctuary campus campaign, although I can't take full credit for all of what happened. But nobody was arrested. We coddled criminals. It's just terrible. I have a whole section of my book, Big Agendas, devoted to Alinsky. You're absolutely right. Everything you said was right on.
Right, it's obvious to see, but I think Republicans sometimes put their head in the sand because they don't realize that these forces are at play. They almost don't believe that someone would have a plan this diabolical that they'd put into action here. And David, to be honest, sometimes I worry that it's going to get worse because, you know, as conservatives, we're told that our free speech, our opinions amount to hate crimes or political violence. Yet on the flip side, we see on these college campuses that actual violence, actual hate crimes, if they are perpetrated by liberals, are called free speech. That double standard, I mean, that is a slippery slope. That is dangerous.
Yeah, I used to say, whenever I saw Republicans square off with a Democrat, it looked to me like Godzilla versus Bambi. Because the Democrats call us racist, sexist, homophobes, Islamophobes, and Republicans call them liberals.
Right.
You know, these are not liberals. These are vicious people. And they mean it. I mean, they fully intend to shut you down. That's the thing. These campuses are closed, one-party states. We have 85% of our college students go to public universities. Republicans control something like 33 states. Why aren't they doing something? It's so simple.
Right. You'd think it would be.
Has an appropriations committee. The chair of that appropriations committee, all he has to do is, or she has to do, is put their thumb on the oxygen tube of the president of that university, and we will get things changed.
Right, and when we certainly need to change. I mean, at this rate, I don't even know what, you know, compared to 5 years ago where our campuses are now, I can't even imagine what they're going to be like 5 years from now.